Hey everyone, welcome to Kempner Canucks. My name is RevTrev, and I'm so glad you're here. What a game tonight. Obviously, we didn't get the win, the victory that we were hoping to get, but boy, oh boy, oh boy, what a comeback. Almost completed the whole comeback. That was insane. That was absolutely insane, everyone. I thought we were going to win. I don't know. You tell me. Did you feel like the comeback was going to happen? Let me know in the comments. But the big question tonight is this. It is, well, let's just talk about the score. So I'm rushing ahead of myself. I'm pretty excited about that effort. Hurricanes 4, Vancouver Canucks 3 in overtime. Didn't look like we were going to come back, and we did. So my big question tonight is this. Post it in the comments, everyone. Whether you're here live during the chat, I do live streams after each game, or if you're watching this later on YouTube or Facebook or wherever you're watching this, leave a comment. I'd love to know what you think about the big question. Did you love the effort by our Canucks tonight? What was the biggest difference in the third period for Vancouver? Post it in the comments, everyone. Please do that. Okay, I forgot to post this on the social medias tonight. I've got to send it out. But this game has so much to talk about because the guys and just the effort level I thought was a lot better tonight. I know in the second period it was getting pretty crazy, but we came back in such a way that I think it felt like we should have won this game. I don't know about you, but I felt like we should have won this game. Not easily or anything like that. Not at all easily, but I felt like we should have won tonight. I mean, A for effort. I guess there's no moral victories, right? There's no moral victories. So let's just talk about what happened tonight, and we'll dive in right now. So just a reminder, I do Canucks content that is passionate, realistic, and honest. If you like that kind of content, Canucks content, please hit the like and subscribe. Man, I'm kind of buzzing at what happened this evening. Definitely follow me on my socials, Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube. Follow me on Kempner Canucks. Okay. So, unfortunately, Aho puts the dagger in the Canucks comeback. He's pretty good. This just in, he's a great player. He's a great player. In fact, I believe him and Pettersson both last year had 89 points. So someone you don't really want to leave open when you're in overtime. Just saying. I know Captain Obvious comment right there. But some things that really impressed me this evening was definitely Quinn Hughes. Man, he is super skilled. Like, he was all over the place. He was like his dominating self, scored a goal. The edge work, the passing, the hockey IQ was all on display tonight. Loved everything I saw from Quinn Hughes. Like, literally, I'm like, this is the guy who we have grown to love and appreciate, and just I mean, if you went to the game tonight or you watched it on TV, you just stop right now. Let's just do a Quinn Hughes appreciation pause, because there's greatness there. It's just this greatness. It's literally before eyes. I mean, I've got friends that live in Edmonton. They're like, and they're Canucks fans, and they're like, you know what? Going to an Oilers game, man, just going to see McDavid every night is such a treat. I think about in the NBA when Allen Iverson played for the Philadelphia 76ers, and you're just like sitting there going, man, you get to go see Iverson every night. Like, you think about that, and here we are as Canucks fans, and it's like every night we get to watch Quinn Hughes put on a show. Man, he gets me pumped up, especially when he plays like that. That is absolutely dynamite. Okay. Now, there were a couple moments with Pettersson that I was getting, come on, buddy, you got to like show up, do something here. And then, you know, when they were battling that corner, he was kind of way off the side. I'm like, you got to get in there. I literally yelled it out. My son and I are watching the game together. And I said, you got to get in there, get in there, get that puck out. And he came out with the puck, and man, what a glorious chance, but then gets leveled. So frustrating. I was hoping he would score. It would just help not only his confidence, but the fan base. I mean, people are frustrated. People are really frustrated, but he's played better, and he had an opportunity to end the game there. But he didn't. So, yeah, I was hoping. Speaking of people that are struggling, Jake DeBrusk can't buy a goal. He also had a really glorious opportunity. Again, should have scored again, did not. And then there are just so many things to talk about. Let's talk about Myers, for example. Myers, I think he struggled tonight, but man, Brandstrom was noticeable. Has he earned a spot on this team permanently? What do you guys think? Post it in the comments right now if you think he has, because I don't know. He looks I think yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm just thinking about like what else can he do? I mean, obviously he's got to score, but like he's all over the ice. He looks like he belongs, right? That but I don't know. It's just one of those things where you're thinking about it and going, man, is this guy permanent? Is this guy where he belongs? Is this guy the guy that we're looking for? And I know we've got a lot of young guys coming up, but like he's got to be able to take his opportunity right now. Brandstrom has been surprisingly solid for us. And I felt like, and I'll have to check the numbers, but I have to check whether how many minutes he did. Maybe someone can check that for me while I'm looking for other things here. But like he just seemed like he got a ton of minutes tonight, and it was just one of those evenings, everyone, that you just wanted to see. Yeah. It's what you wanted to see. It's what you wanted to see in a guy like this. Now, that trade has turned out to be something special. If he becomes a permanent guy, he has become like that trade has become like, wow, not only did we get rid of $2.5 million Poolman contract, which was LTIR, but you got a left-handed shot defenseman who's going to play every night. I don't know. Like, that seems like a win to me. Financially, even, like, what did they not see from the other team? And so it's interesting. Okay, now let's talk about a couple things. I think Carolina looked like the better team for the first two periods. Okay. It's just me. If you just like overall overview, I think they were there. Canucks are being outshot 22-8 in the second, I believe it was. That's terrible. That's terrible. That's not good enough. But then if you want to talk about the goal scorers, we had Brock Besser with that beautiful pass by Miller, going around the net, wrapping it around, knocked off the goalie's stick. Besser is sitting there and boom, gets it in as the goalie's down. Bain scores. It's disallowed because Sprong was offside, which, by the way, when he went across the thing, I'm like, what are you doing here? You don't dipsy doodle at that blue line like that, because usually the other players go offside. They're anticipating you go right over, and he's trying to do a fancy move. And it looked like he put himself offside. That stinks, because it would have been Bain's second goal of the night, or second goal in consecutive games. Okay. So it would have been nice to have him get a second one. And then just the Hughes, that shot by Hughes at the point, when he shoots it, it looks like it's, you'd think it's going to go to the far side of the post, but he ends up going short side, and how it doesn't hit a stick there was incredible. So fun to watch him. And then Suter, third time's a charm, everyone. Gets, like, the goalie comes out way too far. My son is like, what is the goalie doing? I'm like, I don't even care. All they care about is a Suter. The pass goes across to Suter. He scores, sprung to Suter, scores it to tie it up. The house and the building is buzzing, and we were right there. So hopefully we see some more of that, because I think Suter was pretty frustrated. He had 3 glorious chances, but the last one got in. Last thing I want to talk about before we get into the chat. Over 80 different comments tonight, everyone. So glad to have everyone here. Lankinen. Let's just talk about our goalie for a second. What? How did we land a goalie as playing this well? He's been a top 5 goalie. He's played excellent. He's been fantastic. And had a couple shake. Now, don't get me wrong. He is not perfect. He slides way too far in the crease. He gets himself in trouble, but somehow, some way, keeps it out of the net. I thought he had a fantastic game tonight, and got a little help by some of the guys on our team. But boy, I was pumped. What a game! This guy was he MVP tonight? He was our best penalty killer for sure. I don't know. Maybe I'd give it to Hughes, and then Lankinen would be the guy that I would probably give it to next. But I don't know. I'm pumped. I can't believe that this is happening. So let's just go to the comments here. And yeah, Dell saying Lanky is saving us for sure. Yeah, I thought Desharnais played much better tonight too. I like his physicality, but also some of the plays. But Forbert is injured. So yeah. So anyways. Hey, Angelo, calm down in the chat, buddy. Honestly, calm down in the chat. We don't need that. Everyone needs to calm down here. Okay, so let's just have some fun. Let's just talk here. Personalized says DeBrusque can't buy a goal. He is not alone. So many players in the NHL with chances and have yet to get their first goal. In my top 3, not number 2, not even 10 games in yet, so no need to panic. I'm not saying anyone's going to panic, but I like DeBrusque too. He just needs to finish, and I just hope that he doesn't turn into another Mikheyev. Like, you know what I mean? That's worst case scenario. So, but Daniel, you're right. The Canucks did come out flatter than a pancake again. They got away with it against Pittsburgh, but they're flirting with danger. Hopefully, they can build out those penalty kills. And then this is like 8:30. These messages are coming in. What I don't get is how can they be so sluggish to start the game, and now they're facing one of the best teams in the East. It's disappointing. Yeah, you're right. And Stuart Baker is in the building. Good to see you. Jacob is here. Last time you guys will see me. The organization is such a joke. So tilted. Shall I cheer for Winnipeg? Hey, Jacob, I'm sure you changed your tune. I just love how you always do this overreaction theater. Last year, like, I'm done with the Canucks. I'm never coming back. And here you are. There's no doubt the Canucks haven't played so well versus the Canes. Yes, the game is for the Canucks still within reach. Yeah, exactly. But you're right. Having gone 0 for 3 on the power play so late in the third has hurt them badly. Whatever happens, we aren't still in this game without Lankinen. We really need to shore up some defensive deficiencies. Absolutely, man. Yeah, so let's just go back on the brighter side. Daniel's going to the brighter side now. A lot of top teams lost tonight. Avs, Jets, Oilers, Flames. We're in good company. Number one, game is not over yet. Number one, game is not over yet. Number two, not even 10 games in, so you don't need to panic. Said that before. As the Kings are worked out. And number three, go Canucks go. And Daniel's like, yeah, we still got a shot. DeBrusk super close. And like personally said, game is not over because Suter tied it up. I misspoke. I knew it wasn't over. I just meant worst case scenario. And now he's singing the Canucks goal song. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, there were some questionable calls, but we also got away with murder. Desharnais cross-checks. No, high sticks one of their players. They cross-check us. They get the penalty. So it kind of happens. Yeah, I don't think that was a penalty, to be honest with you, but okay, let's go here. David W. Canucks will get at least 1 point from their game versus the Canes. That's the big takeaway, David. We got a point. We got a point in a game that we really didn't have any business coming back from. So let's just be honest about that. Yeah, so I just need to send this message. And there we go. Okay, so Stuart was pumped about OT. What is this? Heineman? Yeah, Heinen being unhappy makes you know. Who is it? He, him. Dahl was someone who said Canucks were going to get steamrolled by the Oilers. I don't know who that is. The prediction was Hughes. Yeah, definitely could. Okay, Jarvis is in the building. I don't say this much. Way to get a point. That isn't that what we're talking about tonight? Like, shouldn't have gotten a point. Shouldn't have. But yeah, but I agree with you. Amazing effort tonight. If not for some stuff going their way, we would have definitely pulled it out in OT. And OT, yeah. Here's the thing. Play good enough to tie for sure, because you don't have to play a full. Everyone wants to play a full 60 minutes, okay? But that just didn't happen tonight, and it didn't happen the night before. So we, like Personalized says, we're working out the kinks. Everything's going to be okay. Everyone stay calm, Yeah. So I don't know. And then David W. with his detective work. He's counting 3 ugly goals, all in regulation, allowed by Lankinen. That said, the Canucks still threw defense under the bus in that game. You know what, David? I don't know if you watched the whole game tonight. Let's just see. He said just switch from one of the NHL center ice channels to Sportsnet Pacific, as the Canes Canucks game would have been blacked out in the Leafs Sportsnet viewing region. Yes, that's true. Here's the thing. Lankinen stood on his head tonight. So did he let some ugly ones in? Sure. He also stopped about 12. I'm just telling you, if it wasn't for him, and Danny says, I count more than 3 great saves, though. I think he was big when it counted. I agree. Yeah, they had wide open nets, but it was also with pressure coming across the middle. It wasn't as easy. It wasn't like Brock Besser or Suter's opportunities. It was more difficult, but I hear what you're saying. And Personalized doesn't agree. Lankinen was bad for 1 goal. The other 3, I cannot blame him for the poor defensive play on 5. of the 5 are on his team in front of him. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Coach Rob, good to have you here. Their finish was a bit off. I really wish DeBrusk would start scoring. Jorg is upset at the refs. Wow, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. I thought Lankinen was, again, amazing, saved us from being humiliated, while the Carolina goaltender was also doing his bits to bring out OT. Brian thinks that's Miller's fault on the OT goal. Yeah, it could have been. Could have been. But I'm not sure. He doesn't agree. Angel says defense awful tonight. Troy, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. How you beef? How have I been? I've been doing well. I've been doing really well. Really good. How are you doing, man? What's new in life? Where was the D in OT? Yeah, I mean, it was the offensive display. They were trying to win it. But yeah, great shot by Suter. Perfect. You're right, Brian. Our power play needs a recharge. There is something. I felt like we were a little bit more dangerous tonight, but when you only get one shot, I mean, it's better than none. But you've got to generate more opportunities. And then Josh is in the building saying, "I love that they played a never say die game." Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, Lankinen was a beast tonight. We had the best goalie tandem on the planet. We do. I mean, are you talking Demko? Because I'm not sure. Honestly, did I think they were going to win in regulation when they had all those chances? In OT, not so much. They've been quite sloppy in OT this year. And they've been in OT so much this year, don't you know? Don't you think? I mean, Curtis, in OT, I think Vancouver had to think more structurally and have better strategies. Since teams have now really built plans to win in OT, it's playing conservative. Lesson learned for sure. Yeah, our power play wasn't good enough tonight, but Daniel, no moral victories, but a point in the standings is something. I think coming back is more than a moral victory. I think that it's just that is a real sign. You want the team to never say die. Jarvis says, I think this is a fair result considering the fact that we are very close to being down 4-1 or 5-1. That's true. In the second, love it from the boys in the third. But everyone wants a full 60, man. I don't think not many teams in NHL play a full 60. Tell you that right now. Canucks going backwards this year? I don't know. Getting a point is going forwards, technically, isn't it, Angelo? We actually have more points. Yeah, I think we have more points than we did this time last year, but I could be right. I could be wrong. Canucks certainly have lost more games this regular season than they won, but unlike the Oilers, these losses have been more in extra time than in regulation. Our biggest problem is that we're playing 20 to 30 minutes of hockey where we're in the first period and a half, a full 60. Yeah, I agree. If you play a full 60, you win most nights. Yeah, we're very blessed to have Hughes. Absolutely. And yeah, you know, hindsight 2020, every single draft you should draft this guy. A lot of teams are going to be for a long time kicking themselves. 1 shot on goal for Pettersson, 2 for DeBrusk. I mean, how many shots do you want? All I care is if they score. I don't care if Pettersson has 11 shots, but he doesn't score. But I understand what you're saying, Del. My thoughts on DeBrusk is he played really tough hockey. He was hard to play against. He was rough. He was tough. He got a few opportunities. The 2 shots, both of them could have went in. But yeah, unfortunately, you can't bury those. So Canucks have just lost 1 game in regulation, tied with the Jets for the lowest number of such losses. Yeah, that's interesting. They both choked. I mean, it's hard to say that, but I know that you're frustrated for sure. Okay, let's dive down to some more comments. I went back to the top. Hey, good to have you here. Is it Rem? I don't know how to say that. If you can help me with the pronunciation. How good is Tom Wielander? Wielander is actually really good. Again, because you got to remember that the NHL draft is an entry draft that it takes time. These guys are getting drafted really young and need time to develop. So I think he's going to be a top 4 right-handed shot defenseman in the NHL. So I'm hoping he plays next year, but I think he plays on a Vancouver roster, not this season, not next season, the following season. That's what I think. Japan 4 is in the building. He is in the building. That's awesome. Welcome. At least we got a point. Rich says, I don't like these slow starts, discussing these close games. Nobody likes them, but you're right. You're right. Callum is in the building. Carolina plays a great brand of hockey for sure. I actually like the way they play. If Bain's goal had stood up, we win that one. You know what? You might be right. Callum, I think your point is really valid. Anyone who's really frustrated about tonight's game needs to just sit back and just listen to what Callum just said. Carolina is a very, very good hockey team. In fact, I thought like tonight they outplayed Vancouver for 2 periods. Okay. Out of the 3 periods, they outplayed us for 2. Okay. To come back against a good team like this, and don't get me wrong, I'm disappointed we didn't win in overtime. But to be completely honest with you, I think Bain's goal, that was beautiful. It was hardworking. He deserved the goal. Obviously, it was offside to come back. But this team's resiliency, this team's talent, guys, Demko is not playing. We're on technically our 3rd string goalie because Shelovs was our starter once he went down. And Lankinen has outplayed Shelovs, and it hasn't been close. So we have honestly kind of fluked out and got Lankinen. No wonder the Canucks wanted him. And he's been fantastic. But Carolina is a very, very, very good team. Like, they're a top team. I'm going to be doing my power rankings any day. I'm telling you, Carolina's going to be one of those ones near the top because they're that good. So let's just stop and pause for a moment and think about that. And you're right, David. Lankinen has been crucial to the success of the Canucks. Okay, absolutely. Blaze fan, you're right. Everyone made mistakes tonight. Hughes made a couple for sure. But I think he's just stellar. He's just stellar. Miller and Quinn both left Aho open. Yeah, it was a mistake, Brian. You're right. And it cost us. Cost us the OT. So, what's he dressed? For Halloween? I don't know. I'm not a big Halloween fan, so probably nothing. Lanky, the new Finnish Flash. Let's go. Let's go, Kimo. Good to see you. And we got Joshua coming back soon. Trev, you nailed it. Desharnais got away with one, and the PD hit was iffy. I would not have called that because of the position of the player and where the puck was. I wouldn't call that one either. But yeah, it is a shame about McDavid. Want us to beat Oilers with him in the lineup for sure. How I don't know how long he's going to be injured for. Is it an ankle? Is it a knee? What happened? I saw him go down. I just didn't hear. So no word on how long he's out. Could just be tonight. Fill me in. McDavid got hurt. Canucks lost 4-3 in overtime to the Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina Panthers. You can tell I watch NFL. Aho scored in overtime. Those are the big ones. Lankinen stood on his head tonight. Hughes was dynamic as usual. Dark Wolf and the Oilers lose. There you go. Feel bad for McDavid. David says simply because of how good he's been in regular season and postseason play. Yeah, you want your stars to play. Reports say McDavid isn't too serious. Sounds like the trip to Edmonton for evaluation is for precautionary reasons. Nanaimo Shoe Repair says, valiant effort in the third period, must work on the start of the game. I agree. Good night, Jorg. Hope you have a great evening. Personally, I will have to see the highlights. Hopefully it'll show what happened to McDavid. Nothing is perfect. Welcome, Russell. Good to see you. I'm okay with the sad point. The sad point. I know. I'm cooking, man. Like I'm or buzzing, I should say. I'm totally buzzing. I am so excited about this game because we shouldn't have gotten a point. We shouldn't have been in this game, and we came back. So, Russell, I understand that you wanted to win. I wanted to win too, but I'm very happy at that point. In OT, you should know who's on who, and you can't lose a check. I agree. So McDavid fell awkwardly on the boards after slipping on a blade of a hockey stick. Yeah. Get baby Grogu a baba of warm milk. He looks traumatized. Canucks are bad on the power play against teams who pressured them, for sure. And the PK of the Carolina Hurricanes looked really good. Excuse me. Carolina earned it, though. They're really good. I agree. Pulled groin could be days or weeks. Depends on severity. Okay, that's good to know. Cross ice pass, breakaway, backdoor pass, all alone in front. Canucks need to improve their defense structure, in my opinion. Steven, you're probably not wrong, but for me again, I feel like I'm kind of a broken record tonight. I just think Carolina is really good. It's like playing Tampa Bay. It's like, or the Rangers, or some of these teams like that. It's just like they're skilled. So there's going to be cross ice passes, and there's going to be the odd breakaway and the backdoor passes, and all alone in front. That one sucks, but it is one. Daniel says maybe not a full 60, but a full 40 sure would be nice. I agree. Like, in all honesty, against Pittsburgh, we played a full 20, and we still won that game. So, what's your thoughts on tonight's defensive pairings? Do you think Desharnais should even be considered for NHL and the third line? Is he worth $2 million? That's a good question, actually. A really good question. I think Desharnais is an NHL player. I think he's a third line guy. Is he worth $2 million? I mean, what do you pay a player who plays regular minutes and he's a right-handed shot defenseman? It's probably in that range, right? Even though he's a third pairing. Obviously, do you want him to make $1 million? Yes. But to get him to come to Vancouver, I think they were like, you know what? We'll just pay him the $2 million. We'll work on his defensive game. I don't think he was that bad tonight, honestly. Yeah. So, considering when it compares Desharnais, the per season cap hits of Morgan Riley and Darnell Nurse, both with no. I know, but they're not the same player, David. This is a bad comparison. This is like, when you're considering Riley and Nurse, you're talking about a top 4D, if not supposed to be top line D. Yes, the Nurse one is one of the worst deals in all of sports, okay? But no one's going to pay Desharnais $9 million, $7 million. That they're not in the same conversation. Now, the argument that you could make is that Zadorov played a lot of third line minutes for us last year and now is making 4.6. Maybe he's the overpay, and then you get the deal with Desharnais. Just saying. So, totally off topic, RevTrev. What do you think about Fleury being the starter for Canada in the Four Nations Cup? I love Fleury. I wouldn't mind if he was on the team and then he had an opportunity to earn his spot. Don't you guys feel like you can't have Skinner there? And I don't mean to slight an Oiler, on purpose here, but that guy just so shaky, and maybe with better defense. Maybe Skinner's really good. Maybe Skinner's just really good, when he has better defensemen around. I don't know. But we're talking Binnington. There's a guy out there. So it's Binnington, Skinner, and there's Adin Hill. Okay. Those are the three names that keep coming up. I like that you talked about Fleury. I'm going to make a video on this. There's another goalie that nobody's talking about that I think could steal the show. And I think I'll leave that for a teaser for another day. Okay. Hard for Hughes to do anything on power play when he's pressured all the time and is forced to pass. You know what? You're right, but he also got himself out of a lot of jams with his skating ability. So why isn't Wheelander a candidate for callback, and why wasn't he at the Young Stars competition? Did he go to Sweden? No. He is he's playing for the NCAA. Yeah, there you go. So he can't go to the Young Stars tournament for that. If we lost to some non-playoff team, I'd be frustrated, but a point against Carolina, I'm content. Yeah, I'll take it and move on. I'm with you. For everyone saying Lankinen let it in 3 soft ones, he saved like 4 that were incredibly hard to stop. I agree. Yeah, he played really well tonight. We'll talk about all the goaltender stuff another night for sure. I don't see too many pro Oiler YouTubers being too happy with how their favorite team got pasted by the Blue Jackets. That's embarrassing, honestly. If we beat New Jersey and get a point from Carolina, I would say that was a good week. And we play San Jose Saturday, and we got to get a win there too. So I'm not going to comment anymore on the whole Canada goaltending situation. I do think it's a great question. I just think it's for another video. You are not into Halloween, but you eat the candy. Of course. It's like someone saying, I don't like Christmas, but I don't eat chocolate, or I'm not going to receive a gift. You know what I mean? I love candy's awesome. Chocolate's awesome. I hand it out to kids all the time. Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, I love meeting my neighbors. I love the candy aspect. That's it. So I'm out there. I'm connecting with people from my community. Yeah, so that's me. 11.6 was on fire today. 0 goals, 0 assists. I thought he played fine. I understand. Guys, I've been one of the biggest critics of Pettersson. You guys know that. You know that. I made A1. You should go check out my video called the Pettersson Problem. You'll see there. I'm not protecting Pettersson anymore. I haven't been since last year. But so yeah, it's going to be an interesting time, because I feel like he's in the last 4 games really turned things around. Maybe the last 5 things. So, okay. Right now, I'd swap salaries with Desharnais and Brandstrom, right? Forget Desharnais. Soucy has been awful this season. Really? Did you think he was bad tonight? There have been moments where he's been bad, for sure. A1, I think you're pretty frustrated, man. We just got a point against Carolina. I think we need to talk. I understand. I get it. I don't know if there's as many people more frustrated than me with the whole 11.6 and the lack of production from him. But man, I've got something. Oh, I had a bunch of popcorn before I came on. Made it for my whole family before we came on. So No, you're gonna. Oh, I'm not going to tell who the other goalie is. I'm not going to tell who the goalie is. So, but we'll talk about that another time. I know you guys are all in here wanting to talk about that. Do you think Lekkerimäki gets a call to help the power play? I think he's going to play this season. I know they are giving Baines a long look. They are really happy with his progression. I don't know if Lekkerimäki, if you bring him up and then you put him on the power play, who do you take off? Garland, DeBrusk, Hronek? Who does he replace? You're not taking him off for Besser, Miller, Hughes, Pedersen, right? So those are the four, right? Miller, Besser, Hughes, Pedersen. So who's the guy? Garland you take off? I don't know. Maybe it is a good move because we got to get something going on. Pedersen has a no trade protection this season. He does not. He does not. He's too young to get that. He's actually got a no. He's his no trade clause or no movement clause doesn't kick in until next year. So, it's because of age. You can't get it at that age, I believe. I could be wrong on that. I think Pedersen had some good chances tonight. Yeah, thanks everyone for watching my channel. I really, really, really appreciate it. Personalized really wants everyone to see that. Oh, you only hit the button once. So power play is that's the one. I don't know. Lekkerimäki would be on the second power play unit. Wow, nothing as Ferguson says. Pedersen is going to remove off of that. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's bold. That's bold. Lekkerimäki looks a step slow. Power play 2 is DeBrusk, Sprong, Hoglander, Joshua, Hronek. Joshua isn't playing yet. Yeah, I don't know if Lekkerimäki. Well, he'll get called up for the NHL this season, but with the Canucks power play issues, pretty much anything goes. Yeah, I mean they don't give it to Baines, so imagine if we took the Carolina offer last year, we'd have Natchez, Kotkaniemi, and others. I thought about it so many times during the game. Like, I wonder if our team would be better if we had pulled the trigger on that deal. The only problem is Natchez wanted the $7 million contract, right? And Kotkaniemi, let's go to Puckpedia real quick. This is a great question. Man, I must have some popcorn kernels stuck in my throat. Okay, I should bring this up so everyone can see it. Okay, so let's just look at this. Hindsight 2020, right? Yeah, so Natchez ends up getting 6.5 and Kotkaniemi is 4. Yeah, I mean, you're spending all that money plus that's more than you would have paid Pedersen, right? No, wait, so 10, 11. Yeah, so it's basically the same amount of money. And Natchez keep saying he's a center, but he kept playing right wing tonight. I didn't see him play center at all. Kotkaniemi is center, but both younger, like 24, 25. I didn't know Seth Jarvis was only 22. This is a young team, guys. This team might be good for a long time. Roslovic I thought he was good tonight too. Carrier, this is what's wild. Carrier got a 6-year deal or something crazy like that. Yeah, to 2030, everyone. That one blows me away. Why would they give him that? $2 million a year. I know it's not a lot, but still. For a guy who's 29 years old, you're getting him. I don't know. Maybe they just love him that way. Orlov makes 7.7. Wow. That's terrible. Slavin, 30. Brent Burns, 39 years old, making 5.28. Is this the oldest defensive core in the NHL? It's got to be, and it can't even really be close. That's insane, everyone. That is absolutely insane. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it would have been better. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So, I love this. Brandon, welcome. So glad you're here. Okay. Canes fan here. Y'all played a good game tonight. Made us clench hard in the third. Yeah. Can you explain to me why you have the oldest defensive core of the NHL? That is wild to me. But I was super impressed by your Hurricanes tonight. Yeah. It's just super interesting, if you ask me. Super interesting. Tolopilo is playing great in Abby, like we'd expect, because I'm a big Tolopilo fan. Tolopilo is someone to watch in the absence of Sheila so far this season. Blazers fans got the good perspective tonight. We just need to make the playoffs. I don't care if we come first or to the last. Well, I care if we come last, but you're right. Last place in the playoffs. You're saying, guys, playoffs is the first goal, right? It's got to be the first goal. So I just want to see this team make the playoffs and then just make some noise. That's what I want to see. Tolopilo is 6'6", but he moves well. Yep. Cannot believe our sheep Baines is being the sucker for the Canucks financial strategies to comply with the cap space compliance. I mean, it is what it's cap. It's a cap. It's all about the cap, right? Maybe Tolopilo will be Lankinen's backup as long as Demko's out, provided Sheila has another not so good start. Could be. Last means wildcard. Yeah, I figured that. Okay, so also power to Forbert as he lost his father and is about to play his 500th NHL game next game. Has to be hard knowing your father cannot see you make a milestone. Yeah. Yeah, heart goes out to the Forbert family for sure. For sure. The Florida Panthers 2 seasons ago finished in the second wild card spot and went on to an amazing Stanley Cup final. The Winnipeg Jets during the same season finished conference's second wild card spot, but didn't play as quite as well. There's a risk to finishing outside of the top 3 in a division, but still in a playoff spot. Yeah, it's true. Exactly, David. Hence why. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You got to produce in the playoffs. All right, everyone. It's been fun hanging out with everyone tonight. Thanks so much for being here. We're going to call it an evening. I so appreciate you. And don't forget, the power rankings are coming up soon. I plan to live stream on Wednesday night after the game. So stay tuned for that. I also have, I want to do that Team Canada video sooner. Well, I don't know what I'll do. I'll do it. I know everyone wants to talk about it now, so maybe I'll just do it now. Maybe I'll just talk about the goaltending piece to it now. And once it gets a little closer, I'll talk about the whole thing. We'll see. We'll see. But absolutely love and appreciate the support that I'm getting. Thank you so much. I don't take it for granted. You guys and girls are amazing. 4-3 overtime loss. Earned a point. Love that. Comeback. Love that. Lankinen loved his play. And then, of course, Baines played well. Hughes was stellar. Miller, I thought, was good. Besser, I thought, was good. Garland, I thought, was good. I mean, there was a lot to talk about tonight. A lot to talk about. Have a good night, everyone. And, of course, always, go Canucks. Go.
Bye.